I put a bird on my head.
Is that what that was? Yeah. I thought it was feathers.
It was a bird.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
Well, it's me, Didi, and this is episode 3. This is my series where I discuss the behind the scenes and the creation of all the looks that I brought to RuPaul's Drag Race season 18. Oh, yes, fireworks. Listen, the looks were not shown because I got eliminated way too soon. RuPaul said, we've seen enough. Thank you so much for coming. We'll call you. Don't call us. But I still had America's Next Drag Superstar worthy package to share with all of you. And though these looks were meant to be presented on the main stage, with that length, with that height, with that lighting, the period of mourning is over. And now I get to show these looks to you in the best way that I can. So don't forget to subscribe. Welcome to Behind the Heat. Let's go. Okay, so the category on the runway was animal attraction. We got the list. All it said was be an animal. I think it had to be like land, sea, or semi-aquatic, but not like a full sea creature, because there was a runway, I think, that already had done that in the last season. So I'd already been thinking a lot about bringing my story to every runway look that I brought. It's like, yes, you can pick an animal and just be that animal, but like, what is it saying about you? Who are you wearing this? Or are you just an animal? So anyway, those things became very personal to me, and I worked with my boyfriend James, who was a brilliant creative director, and my sister, who is fashion designer and a tailor, and she and I grew up in Mexico, and I've always been obsessed with the old folklore. I wanted it to be something Mexican, I wanted it to be something Central American and full of culture. And then the Quetzal came to my mind, and it was perfect. The Quetzal is also a sacred bird in Central America. It is the national bird of Guatemala. So, saludos a mi gente de Guatemala, mis guatemaltecos. Mucho amor, espero que les haya representado con mucho honor a ustedes. The Quetzal also inspired the Aztec god of Quetzalcoatl. It's called the feathered serpent. And I just felt like, listen, I'm not a historian, but this is like what I'm telling you, like from my mind, from my knowledge of it. The idea that like artists can do that, connecting the spirit and the human through art making. This is like why maybe I'm thinking about it too much, but whatever. The point was, we had to choose a photo from Getty Images, choose an animal, just to make sure no one had the same one, and no one had mine, so thank God. I started sketching, and let's check my handy dandy sketchbook. I went through many sketches because I take things very literally. I wanted to have a look inspired by the Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent all along, and look, animal attraction. And I just made this sketch, and that's all I wrote. We decided we were gonna make this look in-house because my sister felt connected to it as well, since we both grew up in Mexico. And this was my first sketch. That the back would have like a slithery long tail, and it would just be full of feathers and a big feather headpiece. This was the first iteration. And then what I do with my sketches is I sketch again and again, but then what I do is I put them on the computer so that I can paint them there in case we have to change colors, change direction, and we end up with... It went through different variations because I also wanted to pay respect to this big feather headpiece or cape, controversial. It's called the Penacho de Moctezuma, which is the final emperor before the Spanish people came. Big, green, gorgeous Quetzal feathers. So I thought, like, let me pay tribute to that, the Quetzal, put it all together, give it some fashion, a little McQueen inspiration, and that's where we ended up. So this whole look, in-house, made by my sister, turned out stunning. My first step was the shape.
Picasso, I love it.
I love it, Picasso.
Happy?
We're gonna see this 0.5.
Ooh, baby.
The shape of it was very important. The length of it was very important. And the material. I was searching for the material forever. But I went to New York Elegant Fabrics. I love you, New York Elegant. And they had the perfect fabric.
Azul, verde, azul,
Guys, we are doing the bird dress. This is the Quetzal for animal, the animal instinct. We're looking stunning, looking gorgeous, riding the feathers. Here is the look. I wore it for my photo shoot in Chipinque, which is the national park where I'm from in Monterrey. And a lot of these feathers were actually antique ostrich feathers that a friend of a friend's like grandmother, I can still smell it. A friend of a friend's grandmother had them like in her costume box or in her attic or something. And I got to use, most of the feathers here are antique ostrich feathers from someone's grandma. Like I was bringing history to the main stage. Let's take a moment to talk about the headpiece. The Quetzal itself has the long tail, so we wanted to make sure the train was long. It was kind of split down the middle. But the headpiece, I got these beautiful, gigantic feathers that I'm gonna wear as a mohawk on my head. And I have a metal headpiece that I'm going to be attaching these to, but I have to solder the bases for the feathers. I'm inventing this technique. Probably someone has done it before, but I have to do it because I'm the one that has to do it. Okay, we have one. She is soldered horribly, but still, Ta-da! Now I'm gonna do it 6 more times because my mom said buy 7 because it's a good number. When I make dresses, my sister says that I use bullshit pattern making because I don't really know about that stuff. So for this, I'm using bullshit soldering, and it's gotten me this far. So let's keep going. It was so big it couldn't fit in the packing bins, and so I had to figure out a way to create the feathers, stick them in, make the thing, do the fitting, and then take them all out and pack everything separately. And then I was gonna have that thing, I was gonna have this thing, so the wig had to be simple. And here's the wig. Let's look a little bit at the process of the making of the wig. Now I know what you're wondering. Is Didi Fuego a wig stylist? Oh no. But have I styled my own wigs forever? Yes, because I'm, poor. And so I had to develop certain skills, and I'm not great, but I can do so. Anyway, that's the headpiece progress. This is the wig so far. I think I'm gonna do some hair coloring to add some dimension like the fabric has. And just slick her back, glue, 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 so that it's really slimed and sleek and slithery. I know I'm a bird. Anyway, that's the wig. Let's go. Spray painting her, him, she, her, him, they, them. A little blue, so it has dimension. Just some dimension. Because the fabric is so iridescent, so the hair can't just be flat, divas. Every detail matters. I've read some of the comments and they said, why is there no red? The idea was that my lips are gonna be red and I was gonna have red nails attached to the gloves. Again, the red nails on the gloves looked corny, but I did wear bright red lips on the photo shoot. But in the photo editing, I went a little different with the color saturation because I was inspired by more of a dramatic look, especially after elimination. I also wanted to match the photo. We had to select a photo from Getty so that I imagined was going to be right next to us while we were walking the runway. They did not have us do that. That's not like in the episode. But there was not red on the photo. There was just like the length of the tail to match. So I didn't want to do something that the judges could be like, well, that's not the colors in the photo. So turns out I didn't make the runway that day. And I was really disappointed because all the looks, again, were made for the runway, but this one specifically, because of the length of it was supposed to walk and follow me, the train, and it's not something that I can wear literally anywhere else. Like, if I go to an event, it's too long, it's too high. It was meant for that. It just really is disappointing that I didn't get to. But when it came time to figure out where to do a photo shoot for this, the place that I always wanted to shoot at was Chipinque, which is the national park in Monterrey, where I grew up, where I'm from. Here I am with my trusty team of my mother and James, looking for a location to shoot here in Chipinque, to shoot my Quetzal photo shoot. And it's beautiful here. It's gorgeous, it's stunning, but vibes are off. Hey guys, how's it going? Looking, but it's feeling kind of dry and brown and not as tropical as the Quetzal Bird wants to be, you know. The other option was to take these photos in Cihuatanejo when we go to our beach trip, but they really want to do a photo shoot during my man's beach trip. The answer is no. So let's go to the photo shoot now. It was a crazy time to shoot this because I shot this when I was there for Christmas to visit my family. And so you'll see. Well, here we are in what was once my childhood bedroom. And today we're shooting the animal attraction look, which is the Quetzal Bird. My friend Colby Smith, who's a makeup artist at Colby Makeup, helped me with my package to create specific fashion, like editorial makeup looks for the runway of Drag Race. So today we're doing a little bit of a different drag look, which is why I'm a little miffed about the critique I got on stage last episode that the makeup was too light. I understand what you're saying, but that look was meant to be this kind of like light situation. That's not everything I can do in my repertoire. So today we're going for this different look that is more graphic, more animalistic, more editorial. I hope you like it. Ooh, okay, so what had happened was we had a photographer and then last minute he canceled. This is the second photographer. The first one we just did one photo shoot with, and then we can, anyway, it's been very complicated. So this is gonna be one of those photo shoots where we do iPhone photography. So thank you, Apple, for sponsoring this shoot. Oh, this is the makeup, oof. Oof, and of course Jennifer Bear earrings, hello. Off we go, vamos a chupinque, chicos, vamos a chupinque. We could have had a photographer. It was really crazy. It was really last minute. So my boyfriend James shot it. My mom drove us and assisted me. And my mom was picking my brother up from the airport with his kids. And then my mom got the timing wrong. And so like as soon as we got there, my mom was like, oh wait, they've landed. So the shoot was like 15 minutes and then we had to run to the airport. Girls. Turns out my mom has to go get my brothers from the airport. And so the shoot has to be over. Are we going in this? I'll take it off there. Just give me an unzip. Okay, so that's what happened. That's my animal attraction concept. The divinity of the gods, of the Aztec people, the Quetzalcoatl, the Penacho de Moctezuma, photo shoot in Chipinque, my sister making the dress, my mom in the photo shoot, James. Everything came together to create a moment that didn't make it to the main stage, but I get to share with all of you. So I'll keep sharing. I hope you love it. And I can't wait to share with you the next runway look, which you won't see this week on Drag Race, because episode 4 was a challenge that they made a look there. Oh, but a shout out to my amazing editors. Thank you, Theo Darling, for editing these videos for me and making me funnier, more coherent, and cleverer than I probably am. Okay, thank you all for watching. Behind the Heat, I'm Didi Fuego. I love you all. Gracias. Adios.
I made the effort. I put a bird on my head. Is that what that was? Yeah. I thought it was feathers. It was a bird. It was beautiful.
Yeah.